last war congressman to ever join the agency. He had a black eye as well, almost like he'd taken a fist to the face. I didn't, however, see Chad, which meant Jamie hadn't stuffed him here. That was a problem for another time. I watched Ophelia for a minute. She looked so sad. I wanted to tell her I was alive. I wanted too bad. God, I missed her. I typed a little more. Suddenly, the prison system sprang to life. A countdown began. I'd essentially set all the systems to open the cells and then shut down. What I didn't realize was that there was a guard staring into the room behind me. I heard shouting coming from behind me. I turned just as the door flew open. The fight was on. The first guard opened fire in my direction. Alarms suddenly went off. I moved quickly, shoving my sword into his chest before moving to the next guard. Then the next, then the next. I slashed and cut my way into the hallway. More guards were waiting for me, their bullets bouncing off of my suit. I cut them down too. By then, the alarms were blaring, and the cell doors had opened. They've gotten out of their cell and are looking for a way out. Get to the sub-level. Horseman said into my comlink. I did as told, running down a hallway into a dark, winding staircase. The sub-level was filled with various labs that I knew from Project 43's files. The place was like a maze. Luckily, I knew exactly where I was going. It was a lab at the end of the maze, one where a man had been locked in what looked like a glass box. Only, the glass box had almost demonic-looking symbols painted in blood all over them. The body was that of a man, one clad in Roman-style armor. He knelt with his sword in the ground, sniffing the air as I came closer. His black eyes shut up and glared at me. That was when I realized his face seemed almost reptilian, being made from white scales. His nose was comprised of two slits, almost like that of a snake. He smiled at me, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. Trent Grayson, it growled. You know me? I asked. I know of you. The demons in hell, they long for your flesh. They should get in line. What are you? You read the file. I am Legion. I readied my sword. I knew I was going to have to kill this thing. My heart was going nuts with the demonic energy detection, even more so than that of the possessed woman from the island. Legion stepped closer to the glass. He's trying to stall, Horseman said into my comlink. You helped Istvis eliminate his competition. Why does he have you locked away? Whoever said we were locked away? We? I asked. Legion only smiled and looked behind me. I turned and saw two other Roman soldiers emerging from the darkness behind me. They didn't look like him though. They both looked like normal people almost. Only very scarred, with black eyes and green skin. Behold, the survivors of the Ninth, their souls and bodies given to the master of my realm. I readied myself for a fight. The two men had their shields raised. Their swords ignited, but they weren't exactly blue. They were almost purple, almost like they'd been corrupted. They both charged at me, faster than I expected. I was barely able to parry their sword strikes and found myself on the defensive. This didn't last long, as I pulled my pistol from my hip while trying to block and dodge their swords. What are these things? I asked as I managed to squeeze off a round into one of their eyeballs. He screamed in pain as he backed off a few steps, leaving me one-on-one with the other. It charged at me and tried to slash. He was fast. I was slightly faster, evading the strike and delivering a thrust of my own. One found its way into the soldier's throat. Survivors of the 9th Roman Legion, ones who must have surrendered at the river Styx. The Legion must have had Istvis using blood magic to summon them here. From where? I asked. From hell. The now one-eyed soldier glared at me for a moment. I watched twitched in horror as his eye suddenly started to heal on its own.
You have to use your sword.
Horseman said. I see that, I replied. I could hear Legion cackle from his cage. The remaining soldier charged me, throwing a few strikes with his sword. Our blades met a few times, sending sparks